How quick is your math?
2 + 2 is 4. -1, that's 3. Quick maths.
What's the square root of a Jonesy? Is it A, a 1 by 1, B, 2 Jonesies, or C, a small piñata wearing a sombrero and sunglasses? Lock in your answers. It was 2, a small piñata wearing a sombrero and sunglasses. Yeah! Now, building and aim are the name of the game in Fortnite, but another big factor and thing in the game that people often forget about is timing. When to wait, when to move, when to shoot, when to use code T5G. Actually, you can use that code all the time. Trust me, there's never a wrong time for that. Accuracy is also in the timing, so I hope you're good at math so you can pull off some calculated plays in the top 10 most calculated Fortnite moments of all time. What's the pump shotgun squared, you ask? Trick question, they removed the double pump. Now that's what I call calculated. Let's just jump into it. Number 10, Keanu Reeves? So if we're being honest with ourselves, we all miss out shots now and then. However, sometimes it's not always your fault. It's not down to your skill or lack of it, and you can often find it's just pure blind luck. For that, of the unsuspecting enemy anyway. Right here, you've got Spec chilling in his little 1x1 tower, scoping out another fellow default attempting to build down in Wailing Woods. Seeing the first opportunity, Spec goes for an easy headshot, but that bullet drop was a little too much and the default is left none the wiser. Continuing her build, Spec lines up what looks to be yet another clean and simple shot, and as fate would have it, she jumps just at the right time, once again barely avoiding being sent back to the lobby. As I said, it's not always down to your own skill. In 10 whole seasons of Fortnite, I can't tell you how many people have dodged, ducked, dipped, dived, and dodged away from what appears to be an easy elimination out of sheer coincidence. Kind of annoying, but you can't help but appreciate the funny timing of it all and wonder if they're secretly Neo playing Fortnite. Number 9, Murch saved by long distance chug splashing. Once in a blue moon, you get that 200 IQ player in your team who just knows what to do at nearly all times. People like Cypher PK are known for constantly pulling off those types of plays. And if you got someone like him on your team, you know he's probably got 10 planned before we've even thought of one. For example,
don't die on me. Can you crawl to the platform? Can you crawl to the platform?
Yeah. I think I'm dead. Get over here. Start building, bro.
Murch didn't even need to say anything. Usually you'd have to guide people through a half-hour walkthrough for this kind of rescue, but Murch fairly assumes it's all over, especially when you see his health at 4. That's when Cypher PK comes in with the Kobe splash and a bridge from heaven. It doesn't get more clutch than that, ladies and gentlemen. Number 8 is You're Never in the Prison. Out of all the OG locations you've seen returning, what's been your personal favorite? Because the prison has been one of the best for me since day one. I honestly never thought we'd get to see it again. But who would have thought that they'd bring back almost everything in some weird hybrid season? Well, with everything kind of mixing with each other, the Rift Zones have allowed for some really smart and sneaky prop tactics.
Oh, he's above you. He sounds like he's right on you.
Which one is me? Which one is me?
He knows. Why is this country always good? Not like...
Oh my god! In a lot of places, this obviously wouldn't work. But with everything in the prison looking the same, it's very easy to miss something, except maybe 2 toilets sitting side by side. Definitely gonna notice that. That being said, it's still gonna take them a second or two to think of which one to shoot first. And in that hesitation is what loses him the fight. You learned it here first, folks. If you see 2 toilets sitting next to each other, shoot first, ask questions later. Number 7, you have high ground? Oh, okay. Let me know in the comments, what's the best trap play you've ever managed to pull off? Except for a simple trap them in a box move. Pretty much anything else always feels like you pulled off the play of the month. There's just something extremely satisfying about getting those trap eliminations. Right here, you have Drunken Dingus eyeing up a big old build battle with someone still up there. He's checking out the connected points and where the central area is. After establishing a good awareness of the surroundings, Duncan places a trap right in the middle of it all. Takes a few steps away and boom! Uses an RPG to drop the enemy straight into the spike traps below. The enemy thought they had the high ground and all the safety in the world until they most likely heard the kathunk of a trap being placed right beneath them, a sudden RPG to their main build, and their hearts dropping as fast as they're about to get sent into the spikes. Number 6, the Epic Games help. So back when the meteor first appeared, it brought with it fragments, or little meteors that were showering down on the island before the big crash. They'd often land near players, which made them all the more irritating when you just want to build, exploding on impact and breaking everything in a 1 square range, often going straight through. As you'll see with John Wick here, you'll notice how these random moments can create some amazing plays if you have the brain power to react in time. I feel so bad for the guy who thought he was all turtled up, and in the blink of an eye, he's getting blown up and shot in the head. It's kind of a situation where you look back and think, how the heck did I just get eliminated? Number 5. Totally calculated. So who here has seen the Wanted film where one of the main abilities involves curving bullets? Well, this is kind of the closest thing I've ever seen to that in Fortnite. You got multiple grenade launchers going off all over Tilted Towers, and we get to see in slow-mo as one of these grenades takes the ricocheting journey of his lifetime. Going clean through the first window and door, it bounces off the kitchen floor, through yet another window, off the wall, and then lands just on the trailing edge, enough so it topples over to meet the clueless player below. I'm happy when I get through one window, so this is pretty insane. I mean, just how do you think it's done? Pure luck, or perhaps they just have insane map awareness and the mathematical genius of a professional pool player. Number 4, hiding in the bathtub. This tactic is probably the definition of it's an oldie, but it's a goldie. The secret backflipping hide in the bathtub trick. Okay, so maybe it's not that secret, but it's still a valid tactic to this day. It takes a great amount of timing and luck to pull it off. But when you do, you're left feeling like Hitman's right-hand man. Although this time, Danny has no weapons, which is why he's hiding in the bathtub in the first place. Knowing the enemy's about to come in any second, he just repeats backflips over and over until the door opens just as he falls down. The opponent runs in, down a little 360 scout around the room, and runs straight out thinking he's a Navy-trained SEAL clearing out base. Little did they know that they just got outplayed by a giant afro and disco suit laying down in a white bathtub. Seriously, how'd you not see him? How'd you not see it? Perhaps instead of running laps around the room, you actually check the corners next time? Number 3. Calculated grappler plays. Considering this is a game made for a younger audience, I'm not going to ask if you've seen any of the Predator films, but just imagine the sweatiest Fortnite soccer skin. Those particular ones that hunt you down non-stop like a crazy adrenaline-filled psycho X-knife-wielding stalker, and that essentially sums up those feelings in this clip. After attempting the good old jumping around no-scope battle and missing every shot, the enemy Red Knight goes on the full assault, rushing with nothing but a pickaxe. You think it's a bit pointless at first because he can just jump and float away with the balloons, right? Wrong. She pulls out a surprise grappling hook and starts launching herself into the air to get some swings in. There's literally nothing he can do, and this Red Knight absolutely destroys him with the plays. Unfortunately, those plays were short-lived as she was left falling about 100 feet to get sent straight back to the main menu. I hope it was worth it, Red Knight. Number 2, NickA loses his prey. The one problem that a lot of the pro aim-type players have is that they're so focused on gunfights for entertainment, training, and obviously fun purposes. But that can often not give them time to just explore the map in heavy detail, which in turn allows for some of the not-so-great players to outsmart the most accurate of Fortnite pro players. Just watch as NickA, who's known for smart plays, gets it 180 in his face by a default.
He's building ramps along the way, and I tag him a bit. He's building ramps and he's editing them. It's like so that way I can't place anything. Oh my god. No, he didn't. No, he didn't, dude. I did not know. Okay, so you can come all the way over here? Since when did Epic add that? And here I am trying to figure out, it's like, what the heck just happened? I'm thinking, is he in the ceiling? I look like a noob. I'm like, where is he?
Unfortunately, Nick, that's been a thing since the first days of Loot Lake and Fortnite, but that's one of the best bits about Fortnite, especially with its constant changes. You're always learning new things and discovering new places every step of the way. Sometimes it just takes getting wrecked to learn about. Honorable mention number 1, remember the time we were all noobs with traps? Well, not this guy. Yep, we were all there once, spending ages just trying to figure out where the trap button even was. But this spaceman seems to have it all figured out. I mean, their movements don't look all that great, but man, the execution is on point. See what I mean? I thought for sure the space skin was about to get destroyed, but then they pull off the impulse trap play, clutch of the century. Ladies and gentlemen, can we get a round of applause? Number 1, traps him in a present to win the game. One of the things that Fortnite's wide variety of items and weapons offers is the ability to uniquely outplay some of the best players if you plan well enough. Or Just get lucky enough. Even if it's just one defining moment that can make or break everything. You gotta make sure you're on point because one slip up and it's game over. You got Moisty Boy here feeling a little unsure of what to do until he remembers the present he still has. Moving in with the storm, he sees the enemy and manages to trap them perfectly inside of it, allowing the storm to hold back the opponent with no risk to Moisty Boy. Even when they try to break out, it's already too late. That's given Moisty the perfect window to blow you to smithereens. And that's one present that you don't want to be getting for Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. It's not Christmas time. It's not even Halloween. But that doesn't mean you can't celebrate by clicking the annotation on screen that takes you to another top 5 gaming video that only real gamers know about. Just click the video. Did you click it? Good job. Subscribe.